I'd like to give all glory and praise and honor unto the Most High. Today, what we're going to be looking at or talking about is unethical behavior in law enforcement and whatnot. Because we know that, money, like the scripture says, the love of money is the root of all evil. And it also says, a gift destroyed the hearts. Like I've been saying, all they got to do is, pay that person a fee, and it destroys their hearts against doing the right thing. So that's why the scripture says a gift destroyed the hearts, man. So on one hand, you'll see that, they may go to, the academy, this, that, and the third, and they may take these oaths. But when it's time to get on the job, hey, all that goes out the window when you got this wad of cash coming at you, man. So we're going to take a look at this clip, and we're going to get right back into it.
It sucks being set up by the government and surveilled by the government, and sometimes it takes far too long to be able to clear those matters up.
May I say one little reported facet of my case is one of the federal agents involved in one of the operations against me said that they intended to plant child porn in my husband's computer. This is the FBI. There's been a case that's currently in litigation, unrelated, in which an FBI agent has testified that they did that. They have done that. It was not accomplished in my case. I guess the curtain was drawn on that facet of the operation prior to them doing it. But imagine how you ever get out of that. They knew we had a young daughter at home and had allegedly conspired to do that.
So you see what she said, man. She said they were going to put child pornography on a computer, man. Now, and I'm talking to my targeted individuals right here. Not you guys, not you guys outside the box. You won't understand. But for my target individuals that's really going through this, man, how hard would that be? For them to accomplish. Easy. You leave your apartment, your house to go to work. They come in and put it on there, and the next thing you know, you got a SWAT team barging down your door. Easy. And for people that's targeted, you understand what I'm talking about. It's not hard. So this is unethical behavior, man. But they don't care. You feel me? They don't care. Oh man. If you're gonna take me down the right way, man. You feel me? But they're not doing that. They're not doing that. Because it's hard to take the righteous down the right way. So they have to resort to these kinds of acts, So like I said, somebody that's already wicked and involved in all manner of wickedness, it's easy to get them. And they know that. But so people that's righteous, man, or walking that narrow path, it's hard to get them. But thank God, she said they pulled the plug on it. Like, no, but I'm pretty sure that, it's happened to other people, man. I'm pretty sure. So the next clip we're going to be taking a look at is Britney Spears' assistant. And you're going to see that, we all know these celebrities, they attract and follow too. And you see recently with Britney Spears, she's been going through all this, this drama on the news recently of her getting her rights back, of her conservatorship ending, because her father was the one that was pretty much over it. But you're gonna see, from her little documentary they put out, what her assistant, says. Her assistant, said something, and we're gonna play that clip right quick.
Hi, my name is Felicia, and I'm Brittany's personal assistant. And my main role in this whole big production is I keep her safe, comfortable, and happy. I went into my job with Brittany in my 30s. I knew who I was, I knew what I was about, and
I didn't want to do anything more than assist her. And it was the circus tour that I came back for, and I went back into my regular mode of assistant. Then it slowly became where I wasn't allowed to be by her side and wasn't allowed to have a conversation without having other people present, which was very odd. On one leg of the circus tour, Brittany's dad calls. And he said, hey, Fifi, you need to come to an urgent meeting. The meeting was to tell me that I was not to go on the European tour. Brittany said she doesn't want you there. She said she never wanted you on this tour. I'm like, okay. And he said, she said if she ever sees you, she won't go on stage. And I said, you know what? I'm going on tour. My rooms are booked. I just won't see her. And he's like, well, you make sure of that. Maybe she was mad at me, but I knew I needed to be there. If nothing else, I needed to be there so she'd know I was there and that I believed in her and that the concerts were amazing and what she was doing was amazing. So at the last show, the very last show of that European run, as I go to leave the office, she comes in with security in the far door. And it's almost like the very air was sucked out of the hall because everybody knew I wasn't supposed to be there. And so the door opened, I turned around, I made eye contact with her. She took a full running leap and ran all the way down the hall and leapt onto me. And she went, Faye! And wrapped her little legs and her arms around me. Where have you been? And it was at that point that I thought, no, wait a minute. Were they trying to turn the two of us against each other? I don't know what parameters they were working under or with, but I certainly realize now that I, being part of the support system, was not welcome. And I feel like at some point, the reason that I was moved away from being part of the support system is that I simply said, if I see something with my eyes, I will tell it. And if I'd seen something, or if Britt had said or reached out in any way and said, Fee, I'm scared, like she has vocally said since, I wouldn't have allowed that. So the further they could push me back, the smaller the support system got. I will never forget.
So you see that right there? You know, basically, what that let me know right there is they didn't want any truth around her. They didn't want any light around her. You know, so and they noticed that her assistant, you know, was somebody that was like a ride or die for her. And, you know, she was going to speak up. You know, so they basically, you know, they pretty much made up a lie. And she realized it was a lie when she came in contact with her again, you know? So this is the kind of things that they do, man. You know, these are the kind of things that they do. And then they'll have people going against one another. You know, they're going to have family members call your phone and start arguments with you out of the blue, you know. And you're going to realize all this after, you know, after your joints start ramping up, you know. They're just going to be, you know, calling your phone, trying to draw information out of you, you know. These are the type of things that they do, you know. You feel me? Unethical behavior, man. You know, and they're going to find the weakest ones to do it too. The strong ones is not going to do that, man. The strong ones going to come to you. The strong ones are, you know, like Britney Spears' assistants. They're going to come to you and tell you, you know. But that's why they usually don't go after the strong ones. And they go after the weakest ones, you know, to do their will. But the strong ones, you know, they got to get rid of them. That's why they said, hey, we don't want you around her, you know. Because the strong ones, look, those are the ones that's going to be targeted. The weak ones going to bend to their will, man. You feel me? Oh, man. You're going to take a look at one more clip, man. You know what I mean?
Her own phone and her own private conversations were used so often to control her. I know for a fact that Jamie would confront Britney and say, hey, why did you text this person?
Let Britney chill!
In the new New York Times documentary, insiders are now speaking out about how closely monitored Britney actually was, with recording devices mirroring every move she made on her phone and the internet.
Her phone, her own phone, and her own private conversations were used so often to control her.
In the documentary, a former employee of Black Box Security, Alex Vlasov, alleges Britney's iPhone was mirrored so they could keep tabs on her private conversations and much more.
You would be able to see all messages, all FaceTime calls, notes, browser history, photographs. They would also monitor conversations with her friends, with her mom, with her lawyer, Sam Ingham.
It's also worth noting that mirroring someone's text without the consent of both parties involved can be a violation of the law, and it's unclear if the court knew or had approved any text message monitoring. This documentary also reveals they put an audio recording device in her room.
When I took a step back and I looked at everything, it really reminded me of somebody that was in prison. And security was put in a position to be the prison guards, essentially.
This documentary also highlighted how Britney had pushed to end the conservatorship for years and had told the judge in a closed court hearing in 2019 that she felt coerced into performing and to enter the mental health facility against her will. And after her public testimony back in June, Britney has now been allowed to hire her new lawyer, Rosengart, who made a public statement about the mirroring of the text and recordings in her room. Unauthorized recordings or monitoring of Britney's communications represent an unconscionable and disgraceful violation of her privacy rights. He then went on to say that placing a listening device in Britney's bedroom would be a particularly horrifying and corroborate so much of her compelling and poignant testimony. And when it comes to the allegations of how the...
So as you can see right here, that, we know that this is what they do with your phone. They can mirror your phone, they hack into your phone, this, and the third. And my thing is, I don't know, I mean, this is a documentary. I don't know how this guy was allowed to speak on it. 9 times out of 10, if it hits mainstream media, they already have it under control. These guys are already, part of their, under their hold, they're their puppets. So I don't understand how he was allowed to speak on it and not get in trouble. But that's because, they're in on it, they need their views and whatnot. But basically we know what he's saying is true because this stuff does happen, and you can see, like he said they use the security as it's pretty much as prison guards, man. It was like she was in a prison, and this is what they do out here, man. Unethical behavior, man. To try to control that person, man, or ruin them. I mean, come on, if somebody could access all your stuff on your phone, you feel me? They could make up anything about you. You feel me? They could make up anything. They could copy, paste, glue together. You feel me? I mean, come on, you see the technology they have now where it's a person talking to you, but it could be a totally different, this person's not even real. He has it's all CGI. You feel me? It's all CGI. Oh man, but it looks real. So they got this technology out here to do all this stuff, man. Make you look like you was at the scene of a crime, Another thing too, oh man, if they see you talking to somebody that's like a known drug dealer, they might snap a photo with you with that person. You might, you feel me? You might just be, say hello or something. They snap a picture and they pass this around the neighborhood. Talking about, oh yeah, this person needs to be watched. It's just simple little things like that, bro. Unethical behavior, to get you on this list, man. This list is just a money grab. You feel me? It's just a money grab, for people to fill their pockets. But this is it, man. This is what they do. So, this is I'm gonna end it here, man. You know, hopefully this video is edifying, man. We see that, you know, just today, or say yesterday, I should say. You know, you had this guy shot up the school, man. 18, 19 kids died, and I think one teacher. You know, I'm gonna hold my thoughts on that for now, man, because I wanna get more information on it. I mean, I'm not. You just gotta wait till things trickle out, because when these things first come out, you know, it's a lot of misinformation. So, but we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see what this was about this time, because a lot of these people, you know, they sit out here crying, talking about gun control, when they're part of the problem, man. You know, and you going back to the very same people, you mean, that's doing this stuff, man, behind the scenes, and saying that, and expecting them to solve it, man. You know, so you don't want to hear the truth. So you're gonna, you know, this is gonna continue to keep happening, like it's been like it's been happening. You know, because they want it to happen, man. And like I said before, you can't fathom the mind of evil, man. So all praises to the Most High, man. I mean,